Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be a combination of my July TBR and also my summer content plans. So I realised recently I have quite a lot of vlog ideas that I'm really excited to film, but I don't know what order to film them in. I don't know which to prioritise. So I thought I would talk about them all in this video, and if there's any that stand out to you that you would prefer to see me film over others, then let me know in the comments and that would really help me out. So that's what this video is going to be. First things first, I am still planning on filming a reading vlog where I use my TBR game to decide what I read. If you've been around on my channel for a while, then you'll know that I used to have a monthly TBR game called I'm a Booktuber, Get Me Out of Here. This was themed around the TV show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but I've not really been enjoying this TBR game as much recently. Nothing to do with the TBR game itself. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well, but basically I created this a few years ago and I no longer watch this TV show, and so the jungle theming doesn't make sense to me anymore. So I decided to re-theme my TBR game, and I've created a more permanent version which has books instead of like jungle theming. I don't actually have a name for this yet, so if you have any ideas then let me know. I could just call it the Get Me Out of Here TBR game because that still kind of works, and it still works in exactly the same way as this TBR game did. Sorry, I've got a really croaky throat today and I feel like you can hear it in my voice, so apologies for that. But yeah, so that is going to be the first reading vlog I think I'm going to film in July, once I've finished the reading vlog that I'm currently working on. So I'm currently filming a reading vlog where I read the first 3 books that were chosen for the Fairy Loot Romantasy subscription. Obviously you'll get my full thoughts in that vlog, but so far I've read the April book and gave it 2 stars and I'm halfway through the May book and I'm also not really enjoying it, so I'm hoping that the June book is going to be at least a 4 stars. I need a win with this vlog, otherwise I feel like it's just going to be not that exciting to watch. So yeah, that's the first book that I'm putting on my TBR. I don't know whether I should say the book because I know some people don't like to know what books they're getting in their subscription boxes, and I feel like not everyone has received their June Romantasy box yet, but if you want to know the book then I will leave a link to my unboxing in the description just in case you haven't seen that yet. The next vlog I was thinking about doing is a follow-up to a vlog that I did last year reading dragon fantasy books. So I've been collecting quite a few. The first is actually an arc of a book that comes out in July I think, and that is The Sky is on Fire by Jen Lyons. All I know about this is that it's a standalone fantasy and it's by the same author who wrote The Ruin of Kings and that series. Sorry, I've just looked it up on Goodreads and realised I got the name wrong. It's called The Sky on Fire, not Is on Fire. But this is, like I said, a new standalone fantasy, and it says here that it takes you to a world ruled by dragons, which sounds like my kind of thing. We're following a main character who lives a solitary life. However, one day she is saved by this party of adventurers, and it seems like her past is finally catching up to her. So she is swept away to the Cloud Cities where they need her help to steal from a dragon's hoard. So sounds intriguing, and I love that it's a standalone so I can read this and not have to commit to finishing a series. It says here that it's a page-turning adventure with conniving dragons, high-stakes intrigue, a daring heist and a little bit of heat. So possibly it has a romance. I don't know whether this is actually being marketed as romantasy, but I feel like there's a lot of books recently being marketed as romantasy because it's like publishing's new buzzword, and I've read many that are not romantasy, so interesting to see what this is all about. Very excited for this one. A book that I have heard nothing but great things about so far this year is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. So this was, I think, originally self-published, but it was picked up and traditionally published. It came out, the traditional published version, sorry, came out in June, and I have the Waterstones special edition, which I love. These edges are just so pretty, and even though this is a chunky one, I, like I said, have heard amazing things about it. I think it's set in a world where when dragons die, they go up into the sky. Have I made that up? I feel like I might have made that up, but basically we're following an assassin for the rebellion, and she finds herself captured created by a group of powerful fae, and yeah, it's a romantasy, so I'm assuming there's going to be a romance at some point. I've heard that it's a slow burn and it has a lot of world building, so sounds like it could be my kind of thing. I would also really like to read A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon, but obviously if I read this for a vlog, then this is going to take me ages to read. I think actually the vlog that I did last year, I might have read Prioritise of the Orange Tree for that vlog, so it would actually be kind of like a full circle moment to read the prequel for my next vlog. But yeah, this is huge, and I was meant to read this in May. I think I put it on my TBR for May, but I didn't get around to it, so we'll see if I get around to it finally in July. Then I have a couple of other books that I'm thinking about reading for that vlog. First of all, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I still have not read this because I bought it when it was super hyped last year, and then the longer that it's been out, the more terrible things I've heard about not just this book but the sequel. The general feeling that I got was that a lot of people were disappointed with Iron Flame, so do I want to start a new series if I'm not going to continue it, or if I do continue it, I'm not going to enjoy it? Because I've seen so many reviews for this now, I feel like I know what to expect. I feel like this is going to be fun. It has a military school setting, which is something that I do tend to like, but I'm not expecting the writing to be anything special. Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim I have had on my bookshelves for ages. This was a cover buy. I bought this because I was feeling sad one day and I saw the cover in Waterstones and I thought, that's really pretty, I want to take it home with me. So this has now been on my shelves for a really long time, and I also have the sequel. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but I would like to read this series. It's only a duology, so I'd like to read it this year, and I don't know how prominent dragons are in this story. It says that it follows a princess in exile, a shape-shifting dragon, 6 enchanted cranes, and an unspeakable curse. So it sounds like it has a dragon, but I don't know whether I should read this for the dragon fantasy vlog or just read it later on in the year. The final dragon book that I am tentatively putting on my TBR is When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. So this is a little bit different because I think it's more literary fiction with a speculative element rather than like a fantasy book, but it sounds really intriguing. It's described as a feminist tale set in 1950s America where thousands of women have spontaneously transformed into dragons, and I want to know, why have they turned into dragons? This would also tick off one of the prompts for the Our Fantasy Bingo Challenge, which I've been working on throughout the last few months. I was thinking about maybe doing another vlog where I try and make progress with that. So I did a TBR a few months ago where I picked out prompts from a jar that matched the prompts on the Our Fantasy Bingo Challenge. So I was thinking I could do a reading vlog around that. My booktube anniversary is also coming up in August, so I was thinking about doing a reading vlog similar to one I think I did last year where I read books that you recommend from my own TBR. So back at the start of the year in January, I made a video where I showed you all of the books that are sitting on my shelves that I haven't read yet. I'll leave that linked in the cards and in the description just in case you missed it and you'd like to recommend me some books. I don't think my TBR has actually changed that much since January because I've been trying really hard not to buy books. So I bought a few in New York when I went in February, but otherwise that should be mostly up to date. Obviously I will have read some of the books, which is a good thing because I am trying to reduce my TBR. I would like to do another installment of my Kindle Clear Out project, which was a series of vlogs that I did last year where I specifically read books from my Kindle. I really wanted to continue that series into this year, but so far I just haven't had time. So potentially I could do another episode of that. Something else that I really want to do this year is a spontaneous mood reading library vlog where I go to my local library and I pick out 2 or 3 books that I'm in the mood to read right now. Probably doesn't sound like the most exciting of vlog ideas, but I love using my local library, and too many times I will go there and I'll see books, like new releases that I'm excited about, but I don't bring them home because I know that I'm not going to get around to reading them anytime soon, and I don't want them to just sit in my room waiting for me to pick them up when someone else could be reading them. I feel kind of bad hogging library books, especially when they're physical books and not ebooks or audiobooks. But yeah, that was another idea that I had, and I think that's all of the vlog ideas. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about is a couple of series that I'm hoping to prioritise Prioritise. So I'm currently reading the second book in the Rook and Rose trilogy by M.A. Carrick. I'm hoping to finish that before the end of June and then read the third and final book in July. I would also like to finally reread Throne of Glass and continue this series. I have owned this series since the end of 2020 and I've still only read the first book. It's reached a point now where I feel really bad because my mum bought me this series. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses for the first time in 2020 and was so excited to read more from Sarah J Maas. But yeah, I still haven't continued this series past the first book. So maybe July or August will be the time when I finally reread this and I can finally continue into Crown of Midnight, which is the second book in the series. The final book that I have to talk about is an arc. So I actually only have one arc, I think, at the moment on my NetGalley shelf, and that is Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. So this comes out in August, and as you can possibly guess from the title, it's a reimagining or a retelling of the Lady Macbeth story, like the character from the Shakespeare play. Why am I explaining this? You already know. But yeah, very intrigued about this one because the early reviews have seemed kind of mixed, but I have read most of Ava Reid's books, maybe only two. I've enjoyed them both, so I'm excited to read more from them. And I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. Sorry it's been a little bit chaotic, but I kind of decided to spontaneously film it this way without any notes, so I feel like my thoughts have been all over the place. But let me know in the comments if you are excited for any of these books or if you've read any of them. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and click subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me, but otherwise I will see you next time. Bye!